Alrighty guys, as you can bring us another Dragon Ball Legends TOP walkthrough video. We're going to be hopping in for Season 26 Part 1. There will be the second part coming out later once I do get the sufficient amount of energy, but before we hop into the actual pathing and the route that we're going to go, I want to go ahead and briefly talk about the equipment that I'm going to be using for today's video, right? So I made a little bit of a short on the channel talking about the new equipment that is available to you. This is personally what I think is best, is for you guys to run double gold equipment and then the OG out of the way equipment to buff health. So basically you're going to be running two health based equipments, and then your golden one that is going to be reliant on whatever typing that you are, range typing, melee typing, defense typing, all that good stuff, right? So you guys do want to make sure to go ahead and apply those to your characters before heading into the actual game mode itself. Also, before we continue and get into the actual matches, I just want to go ahead and state that this Piccolo is at friendship rank 4, so he still has a lot more potential to reach right here in terms of key restore speed, right? By the time part 2 rolls around, I probably will have him at friendship rank 10, but another thing to note is that I'm not going to have his Zenkai panels unlocked. You can see right here that they are completely unfilled for both the first panel and the second panel, because I want to go ahead and just show how he can do, like, at the minimum, right? Because these first two Zenkai panels were free, technically, right? So let's go ahead and get right into it. Alright, for the first fight that we're going to be going up against is this 5-5 stage right here to the right, and it is going to be against Regeneration. So let's go ahead and talk about our team formation. Alright, so since there's a ton of yellows on the opposing team, I'm going to go ahead and let Janemba just take a step back right here, and I actually want to see how well Piccolo can actually do right here, just off of the first fight, right? That way he can also just give a slight Zenkai buff to the Butangs. Alright, so for our attack order, I think I'm going to go ahead and go after Red Metal Cooler first, then the support Piccolo, and then we do have to target the LF Piccolo, just because we don't want him to get a super attack off on us, and then I think this guy will go down fairly easily, and then DKP as well, and then the healer at the very end, because the healer Piccolo is fairly tanky, but he doesn't really dish out the damage, right? Alright, so I'm honestly very happy with that first match, because now we got a taste of just what this Zenkai Piccolo can do, right? He actually is attacking faster and earlier than my Butangs, which is actually quite a surprise to me. I think he's the next best thing right here, right? If you guys were to replace Butangs, probably this Piccolo is going to be the next best thing. I still really do want to try out the EXL, but I have heard that he can get taken down fairly easily, but we got the full kill right there. Obviously I'm gonna have the gameplay so you guys can always see that first match, right? So you guys can get an idea of my attack order. Alright, so next we have a very easy battle. This 4-5 stage to the right of us, it is against a couple of EX units. You guys already know how I feel about that. Let's go ahead and talk about our team formation. Alright, so this is the attack order we'll be using right here. Nothing too special. The only one that I really am playing it a little bit safe is just keeping Fat Boo on rotation just due to his healing. That's it. That's all I really want him for. Alright, so for attack order, I think since I have doubled up on the blues, I think I want to kind of just snipe this guy out of the way, right? And then we can go for this Krillin and then circle back to Yamcha, then get the green Goku, right? Since we do have two blues, and then we'll go for Turles and then the death buff Vegeta at the very end. Alright, so coming out of that one, things went really, like I said before, just a really easy fight. 1 million points, got the full kill, nothing to worry about at all right there. Still very happy with how well Zenkai Piccolo is doing here. Alright, so now the next fight is this 35th stage against Androids. So this is where it's going to get a little bit difficult, but this is why it's really good that we have multiple blues right here, right? So let's go ahead and just go straight into team formation here. Alright, so this is the formation that we're going to be using right here. Ideally, I kind of want to go after the duo droids first. That way we don't even give them a chance to start swapping element factors, right? So I think this will be fine. Alright, so the attack order on this one is a little bit tricky. I'm going to kind of have to experiment and play around with this a little bit. But I do want the duo droids out of the way first. And then I know my Kid Buu is going to be attacking at the very end, so we can get started on this guy and then come back to Super 13, right? Because you got to remember, on turn 3, he will get the guaranteed super attack off, right? And then we'll go for a Super 17 after that, Healer 18, and then 16 at the very end, right? Because 16 will give death buffs to his android allies. Alright, so honestly, that went perfect. I think this truly is the move, this formation, especially for this board. And, you know, I think I really am getting impressed constantly by the Zenkai Piccolo. I think it is due to the fact that he has the buff against androids though, right? He's performing really well, and he actually gives a lot of synergy, or has a lot of synergy with the Buu tanks. Alright, so continuing straight up with this 4-5 stage right here. Pretty easy fight once again. Let's talk about formation. Alright, for this one I think I'm going to go ahead and be running it like this. And the only reason why I'm putting Kid Buu just on the sidelines right here is just due to the fact that my opponent has 2 blues. That's pretty much it though. That's my only thought process behind that. But everything else here looks absolutely great. Buu tanks is going to be getting the special move damage increase due to just being on that yellow tile right there. Alright, so the attack order I think is going to be fairly simple. We'll take out the red first, definitely, and then immediately start working on the purple. And then we'll get Future Gohan out of the way since all of my units are type neutral against him. Well, I mean, except for Janemba, right? Except for the Janemba. And then we'll go for the green Goku Black, and then Vegeta Blue, and the Nameku at the very end. I don't think the blues are going to be too difficult to deal with, especially towards the end of the fight, just due to the fact that I have 2 greens. Alright, so as expected, this fight wasn't very difficult at all either. 1 million points, dude. This might be the next regeneration setup right here, especially if we see more androids who got the full kill right here. We'll go ahead and take those. Alright, so for your 5th win streak bonus, these are the fights that you do want to go all in for. It's like right here, right above us, against this incredibly easy stage right here. So let's go and talk about formation. Alright, so for this formation, we're actually going to go ahead and opt to bringing the Zenkai Piccolo on the bench, simply just because there's 2 opposing greens, right? And so I don't want them to both get hit or anything like that. So we're going to go ahead and just rock with it like this. We still have really high key restore speed throughout the entire team, and a good amount of support, and a lot of the tiles being used for the bonus tiles, right? Alright, so for attack order, I think we will attack Janemba first, then get the purple, and then we do this. Gogeta is a high priority target because he can inflict you with can attack at the start of the 3rd turn, as well as getting 100% to his own special move gauge. So it might be a little bit risky attacking him on the 3rd slot. You might want to do it a little bit earlier, but let's go ahead and just see how this goes along. And then after him, we will attack this guy, then the green, and then the Super Saiyan God transforming Vegeta at the very end. Alright, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I kind of underestimated this fight just a little bit. We still did not get hit by any super attacks, but we were kind of cutting it close. Gogeta did inflict us with can attack, but we were able to finish him off before actually unleashing the Kamehameha on us, right? But the reason why I underestimated this, first and foremost, is because this Goku can inflict you with can attack on the 1st turn. This Janemba can also do that if you hit him with the blast card, right? And then this Gogeta can inflict you with can attack just by default on the start of the 3rd turn. So you have 3 times where one of your units is out of the fight, which is kind of annoying. Either way though, I would still call this an easy fight. Like I said before, if you guys are worried about this Super Saiyan Gogeta, just attack him a little bit earlier on. Alright, so once again, just straight above us, kind of just very simple route right here. This 3-5 stage, very, very easy stage once again, right? We've kind of have taken the easy path right here. This is the formation we'll be using right here. You'll notice both of my blues are now on my bench. This is solely because of the fact that there's 3 greens on the enemy team, right? So I really don't want to rock with that at all. So we're going to go ahead and start off like this. Alright, so for attack order, we'll go for Shisami first, and then we'll go for Cooler. And then let's try to target this Frieza, try to get him down out of the way, right? Because we have the 2 yellows on the field. And then we'll go for this Frieza, Legends Road Gohan, and then the Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta. Like I said before, very easy fight. Just coupled with the fact that it's a 3-5 stage, you really can't expect anything less. Still walking away with 1 million points from that. I think that's pretty good, right? So immediately after that, let's go ahead and go straight up once again to this 5-5 stage. Buu tanks is here, but you don't have to be scared of this stage at all. Alright, for this one, we're just kind of rocking like a pretty hardcore just color counter overall right here, bringing in both of our yellows, both of our greens, and both of our blues just for the fight overall. Let's go ahead and talk about attack order. Alright, so for attack order, I kind of want to go for Buu tanks and then just destroy Videl as soon as possible just because I have the 2 yellows, right? And then we can go back to, let's do Ultimate Gohan maybe, and then a purple. Then we'll get Majin Vegeta and then a purple once again. I think this might be the play. I think. Alright, so like I said before, this fight actually it looks this is probably like one of the most intimidating fights to look at, but it is so incredibly easy. I think one thing though that I probably would have changed in the attack order was I could have optimized it a little bit more. I do think Bootanks and then Videl is the play right there, but I think after you get Adult Gohan, you should just get both of the blues. I could have got both of the blues in one turn, but instead, since I went for Gohan and then a purple, my Fat Boo actually super attacked this guy and did like little to no damage. Alright, so once again, going just straight up, just very linear, right? But you do find yourself in another incredibly easy match, dude. Like this season, it's very, very chill. Like I truly believe everyone is going to be within the means to getting that juicy 1000cc. Alright, so for this fight, this is going to be a little bit different. It's going to be more experimental. I'm going for the full color counter once again. I'm going to be bringing both blues, both yellows, a red, and a purple. And you actually do see a rare moment for me in terms of taking off Fat Boo. Right, so I am going to be missing out on some hills right here, but in return, I want to use these key restore speed tiles in order to just blitz my opponent down before they even get a chance to attack me. So let's go ahead and see just how well it does in theory. Alright, so my attack order is going to be, I think I want to get Kid Buu out of the way first, right? Because I think he's going to be a bit more tankier than the EX Android 13, but I do have two blues and there's going to be a Zenkai boost for them as well. Then we'll immediately start targeting this guy right here as well, just because he can get a super attack on turn 3, and then we can just rotate once again. We'll go for the red, then the purple, right? And then we will go for the green and then the yellow at the very end. So let's see how well this works out for us. Hopefully it is the play. Yeah, so that really couldn't have went better, dude. Like, look at this. Everyone's still nice and healthy. 1.3 million points. We got the full kill right here. It is definitely due, just a really massive part that was played right there was the Zenkai Piccolo, because he did have his super attack available to him. So we were definitely able to. We were getting like 2 kills per turn right there, dude. It was actually kind of crazy. I really do like this setup a lot. Alright, so finally taking a deviation in course, we're going to be going to the fight to the left of us, this 4th stage right here, but look, I mean, it still looks pretty easy, right? There's EX characters, right? There's 3 EXs on this team. Let's go. Alright, so this is the attack order we'll be taking right here. We are going to be swapping Zenkai Piccolo to the bench just because there's 2 greens on the opposing team, and we are going to be giving this blue card charge rate tile to this Kid Buu, right? That way he can go ahead and definitely get it. He's at 90% right here. I'm more than confident, especially on this tile, that he's going to be able to achieve that. Alright, so for attack order, I do want to get the red out of the way first, and then we'll go for the purple, and then I just want to go crazy on the greens, honestly, man. I do think I want to just go ahead and get the greens out of the way as soon as possible, just because I don't want Bootanks taking any unnecessary damage. Then we'll go Vegito Blue and then Rage Trunks at the very end. The only reason why I'm doing Rage Trunks at the very end is just because he can be really tanky, really annoying, and I don't want to waste too much time on him. And if I do waste time on him, at the very least I know that I can finish him off with a rush. Alright, so coming out of that one, surprisingly, the one who took the most damage there was our LF Piccolo, and so it begins. It's always around... It's always around like fight 10 or 9, just anywhere in that range where they just start focusing in on LF Piccolo so badly. It's only a matter of time before they shift that focus to Bootanks, and I'm a little bit scared. If we got the full kill right here, 1.2 million points, we'll go ahead and take that. Let's move on to the next. Alright, so for your 10 win streak bonus, once again, like I said before, you guys gotta go all out on these stages right here. 5th stage, and it is our first encounter with Sun Family. So this might be a little bit difficult, but let's see what we got. Alright, so I kind of want to just play it safe right here. I could bring in the Zenkai Piccolo for the Zenkai buff, but I kind of want to go ahead and just do this. This is the original formation that I usually use for these kind of fights anyways, for the Sun Family fights. Bootanks, he just has to get the super up on the Gohan, and we theoretically should be good here, right? So let's go ahead and do it like this. Alright, so the good thing about this fight specifically is that there's no Kaioken Goku on here, so you don't have another unit that's possibly going to super attack you, right? So we'll go with Goten first, Gohan, and then, you know what, let's take out this green immediately as soon as we possibly can, right? Because he can be an issue. I don't want him to lay a finger on Bootanks, right? And then we'll go for this Gohan since he does have the buff against regeneration. We'll get 18 out of the way, and then the LF Goten at the very end. Okay, honestly, that fight is so much easier without the Kaioken Goku being right there. 1.9 million points. We'll take that. Everyone's still nice and healthy. We're even building up some super attacks right here. And we avoided the super attack from the Transforming Goten. Alright, so next we're going to be taking this fight to the right of us, this 4-5 stage right here. And it looks kind of like a scuffed Sun Family or Hybrids team. But there's no Super Saiyan Gohan from the Broly movie here to stop us on turn 1. Alright, so this is the formation we will be using right here. And you guys might be asking me why I'm not putting Bootanks up in this spot, right? But keep in mind this top row and the center tile is where Red 18 puts all of her debuffs, right? So I do not want Bootanks in the middle of that at all. I think you should probably avoid those tiles as best as you possibly can. Either way, you're going to have to sacrifice one unit up there, right? One unit does have to get hit by the debuffs, but Janemba is fairly tanky, so I'm okay with him being up there. Alright, so I think I do want to take out the Healer 18, the Debuff 18 at the very beginning, and then Goten. And then we got to take out Super 13 because he will get the super attack at the start of turn 3. And then let's go ahead and just take out a green, this Gohan, and then this Trunks at the very end. It's going to be, hopefully is the right move, taking out a green at the very end. Alright, I'm not going to lie to you guys, that sucked. It really sucked. Bro, look at my Bootanks got hit 4 times. 4 times. They did not need to do him like that. They profiled my man for being regen. Are you kidding me, dude? That does kind of suck, but we did avoid all the super attacks. Other than that, I think if Bootanks wouldn't have gotten hit 4 times, it still would have been a very, very solid run. It's just, that's a lot of damage. Alright, so now we will be doing this 4-5 stage to the left of us. It is against sagas from the movies, but it shouldn't be too bad. Alright, for this one I am going to be doing 2 blues right here. And then just because there's 2 reds on the enemy team, and then I do have Janemba in the special move tile slot just in case he does get hit with the blast card. He is going to get his super attack, right? Because keep in mind, if he does get hit with the blast card, he gets 50% to his special move gauge. Alright, so in terms of attack order, I do want to get Gohan first because we have to attack him anyways. Then we'll get Goten. The green Broly is going to be a high priority, so he'll be in the first 3. And then we'll take out this red right here. Well, actually, we'll double down on the reds and then death buff Goku at the very end because we don't want him to have death buffs in the first place, right? So we'll go ahead and do it like this. Hopefully that works out pretty good. Alright, so there we go. Bootanks is surviving a little bit right there. I do think he got a little bit of a heal up as well. 1.3 million points. We got through the full... I mean, honestly, I'm not really struggling with damage with this setup. Like, there's a lot of regen setups out there that really struggle with damage. I haven't really needed to rely on rush throughout this run. Alright, for the last fight of this video, it is going to be this 5-5 stage against androids once again. I don't think it's going to be too difficult though. Let's go ahead and talk about our formation. Alright, so this is how I'm going to do it for formation. I know bringing in 2 blues against 3 greens is a little risky, but I want to go ahead and try it out. We'll go ahead and just experiment a little bit, right? Especially because I want at least 1 blue on here, and the blue that I really want on here is Bootanks, so he might as well get the Zenkai buffs. Right, I don't know, that's just me though. That could be completely the wrong way of thinking about this, but I want to go ahead and just try it out nonetheless. Also, to remember, Red 18 is on the enemy team, so you see me trying to avoid the top column in this middle tile as much as I possibly can. Janemba will be soaking up those debuffs, unfortunately, but he should be fine. Alright, so for attack order, I think I want to go ahead and get Healer 18 out of the way first, and then this first form cell, because I know for a fact that he is squishy. If we can kill him before he gets his heal off on turn 3, that's going to be huge for us. And then we got to get Super 13 before he gets his super attack off as well, right, before turn 3. And then we can go for Super 17, the MVP 17, and then the death buff 16 at the very end. Alright, so that one was a lot more close than I would have liked it to be. Bootank's still doing pretty good, I would say. We only have half of the board left, only 12 TP left to actually go ahead and complete this, and Bootanks being over 50% HP is honestly kind of good for us. And for bringing in 2 blues right here, they did pretty good. Against triple greens, I would say they did pretty good right here. I think the setup is definitely the move. I'm very happy with this. Before we close out the video, let's go ahead and see where we lie in ranking. Alright, so number 1 is at 17.8 million. We're actually pretty far behind. Right, we're a whole million behind right here. Let's go ahead and see where we're actually at overall. Alright, yeah, so at 396, we're going to see that drop substantially, but I would say it's still kind of worth it, just solely just based on the fact that we had such an easy upbringing to this boss fight, right? But overall, I'm very happy, especially with Zenkai Piccolo, bro. They need to add the Zenkai Piccolo to the rush shop, like ASAP, bro. He would be so good. Like, I could see these people already. Look at this. Like, this guy has the Zenkai Piccolo on deck already too, dude. He's doing absolutely amazing for this season. I definitely do recommend him. Like I said before, I don't even have it at Friendship Rank 10. I don't have him even with his Zenkai panels boosted or anything like that, and he's still putting in work. So that being said, let me know what you guys think, what team you guys are rocking right now, where you guys are at right now, and, you know, just thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.